Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gaman Singh. Topping our newscast tonight, the Board of Education is holding meetings across the territory to get the public's views on two policies the board plans to revise. Last week, the St. Croix community got a chance to give their input on what the homeschooling policy should look like. News 2's Erica Parsons has more.
Dozens of parents from St. Croix's homeschooling community participated in a recent town hall hosted by the Board of Education, who plan to revise some of its policies.
We are so pleased to have you here this evening and to also listen to your testimony, which will guide us as we structure two policies. The first policy will be the homeschool instruction policy.
The board prepared a draft of the new policy and most parents supported the intent. There were, however, a number of areas of concern for some.
I applaud your efforts to protect the children that we have in our community, and that includes my own. But as I said, some of my concerns have to do with privacy, they have to do with procedures, and if it is your heart's desire that homeschoolers have complete control over the education, I think you have to walk a very fine line that you don't violate our rights unintentionally in the process.
I've submitted to you some questions I had regarding the initial review of the policy. More importantly, when it speaks concerning the withdrawal or registration process, it's very different for a homeschooler because we tend to move at the child's pace. Some children may begin their advanced level in the middle of the year because they've completed. So it allows us to run a calendar that is very different to the traditional calendar.
Board members questioned the testifiers but did not address any specific concern regarding changes to the policy. Officials say they will consider all that was said before finalizing a draft, but that will also have to be presented to the community before it's voted on and implemented. Erica Parsons, News 2.
The Board of Education also discussed the electronic communications device policy. News 2 will have more on that later this week. Well, classes were dismissed at the Boschulte Middle School around 1 p.m. Officials said due to a foul odor in the surrounding area, buses were available and parents picked up their children. Department of Education officials say they are working diligently to resolve the problem so that classes can resume tomorrow, December 9th. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated. Last Thursday, the Virgin Islands Department of Education awarded 3 talented students who participated in the Special Nutrition Program's logo contest. Feed the body, feed the mind, keep your health in line. That was the theme. And the winner is Corey Doran, 11th grader from Good Hope Country Day School. First place winner is Dallas Phillips, a 12th grade Ivana Udorcan High School student. And second place, Kesha Hyacinth, 12th grader at St. Peter and Paul School. The winners received prizes including a 16-gigabyte Samsung Galaxy Note tablet, 150 gift certificate, and a $75 gift certificate to Radio Shack. Now, you may want to check out the Department of Education's website for some new links to assist parents in ways to become more involved. The 30th legislature hosted a press conference on Monday for the Senate President's term ending earlier today at the Earl B. Otley Legislative Chambers. Here's more.
The 29th legislature had 463 bill proposals, and of that number, 231 became laws. The 30th legislature to date has produced 523 bill proposals, and of that number, to date, 232 have become laws. So despite the bad economy and all the stuff you're hearing, and there's just been a very busy legislature, considering the fact that a good 50 to 60% of the body are brand new to the legislature. And that's commendable, in my opinion, as a senator who's been there for 6 terms, for a body of members who just came in for their first term to produce this amount of legislation.
That was Senate President Sean Michael Malone. Meanwhile, leaders from throughout the nation are gathering on St. Thomas this week at the Marriott's Frenchman's Reef for the Council of State Governments Eastern Regional Conference. The 81 conference participants and family members selected the USVI at the invitation of CSG Executive Board member and Senate President Sean Michael Malone. The Council of State Governments is America's only organization serving all three branches of state government.
We actually worked at one place where we raised $250,000.
Exchange of
These kettles actually can hold, depending on whether it's coins or bills or the size of bills, obviously, but they can hold $500 or $600.
Massachusetts, New York, Nova Scotia, Ontario, and Pennsylvania. That's just to name a few. First responders tested their emergency readiness last week during Operation Tidebreaker exercises hosted by VITEMA, EMS, Fire, St. Croix Rescue, VITEMA, the Police Department, and students from Elena Christian's Community Emergency Response Team simulated a live rescue from an earthquake disaster.
We were at one point in time stationed in Pittsburgh, and we were running short as the area, the Pittsburgh area.
VITEMA and all of these agencies coming together, VITEMA being the head agency. We want to make sure that we show the people of the Virgin Islands, especially St. Croix, that we are equipped and we're ready for any situation to make sure that, you know, once something happens, we are able and we are willing and we also, I guess, equipped to come and rescue or whatever situation it is.
Meanwhile, a larger scale training is set to begin. The Coast Guard, in cooperation with responders from more than 26 federal, state, local agencies, and industry organizations, they will be conducting a full-scale area maritime security exercise from the 9th to 11th of December in Puerto Rico. Operation Caribbean Breeze is a full-scale exercise to test the effectiveness of the Area Maritime Security Plan drafted by federal, state, and local agencies as a framework for how to respond to port-wide security incidents in Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Participating agencies include U.S. Virgin Islands Area Maritime Security Committee, VITEMA, Salvation Army, and much, much more. A bill that VI government officials hope will boost the territory's place in the yachting world passed the U.S. House of Representatives with an almost unanimous vote. The Coast Guard Reauthorization Act passed the House by a vote of 413 to 3. The bill includes the VI's 6-passenger exemption. The 6-passenger limit was imposed in 1993, and prior to that, Governor DeYoung said the VI harbor was filled with hundreds of vessels that brought millions to the economy. That traffic moved to the BVI. Officials expect the new 12-passenger limit will bring money back to the VI. The U.S. Senate still has to vote on that measure. Well, last week, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Rum Cover-Over Extender Bill. H.R. 5771 would retroactively extend the rum cover-over from $13.25 to $13.50 through the end of the year. The rum cover-over was with a package of extenders that expired in 2013. The U.S. Senate is also expected to pass the extension, although it's not clear whether that will be for 1 or 2 years. The VI Economic Development Authority's Disaster Small Mid-Size Enterprises Incubation Program and the Small Business Camp will debut their book titled The 16-Week Challenge Launchpad, Small Business Owners Pursuing Excellence. Now, during their book launch event, which is scheduled for Tuesday, December 9th, at the Innovative Business Office in Estate Diamond on St. Croix, that's going on from 6 to 8 p.m. The book will feature local entrepreneurs who participated in the Small Business Camp on St. Croix back in October. The entrepreneurs will share their ideas, business ventures, and the lessons they learn. Turning our attention overseas, there was a key announcement today from the Department of Justice about racial profiling. The Attorney General is defending revised guidelines for federal law enforcement that ban profiling based on race and several other factors. The new guidelines ban police from profiling on the basis of race and ethnicity, religion, gender, national origin, sexual orientation, and gender identity. Attorney General Eric Holder wants these new federal standards to be a model local law enforcement can follow. The revised policy requires new training, data collecting, and accountability measures. Keeping our eye on the economy, for about 2 hours today, Sony's PlayStation stores was inaccessible to users. It's unclear if it's related to that massive cyber attack on Sony Pictures. In other news, McDonald's isn't loving its new sales numbers. They fell more than 2% in November. The hamburger chain blames increased competition. Well, one strategy to boost business, McDonald's is expanding its Build Your Own Taste program, in which customers can customize burgers. Here's a look at the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. Everything down. The Dow 106, NASDAQ 40, S&P 15. Coming up on News 2, it is the most recognizable sound of the holiday season. Why Salvation Army bell ringers are working to attract your attention to the red kettles. We'll be right back. Well, it is the most recognizable sound of the holiday season. Salvation Army bell ringers are working to attract your attention. The annual Red Kettle campaign kicked off on the steps of Government House last week, November 28th on St. Thomas. The goal? To help those less fortunate. It is the most recognizable sound of the holiday season.
Green kettle bell.
Hundreds of Salvation Army bell ringers are working to attract your attention to their red kettles.
Green kettle bell.
The Christmas kettle is the Salvation Army's most famous street campaign.
And what we do is we raise the funds here. They stay local, so they stay here on St. Thomas. When you're down St. Croix, they stay on St. Croix.
It seems like a small effort, but the holiday fundraising campaign supports a huge cause.
And they help provide for food for the soup kitchen. They help provide for all the different type of activities that we do down there.
It is most recognized during the Christmas season through its volunteers who stand outside of businesses and play or sing Christmas carols or ring bells to inspire passersby to place donations of cash and checks inside the trademark red kettles.
But they can hold $500 or $600.
If you think you've heard the Salvation Army bell ringers for your entire life, you're right.
It's the method that we've been doing to raising funds in the United States now for about probably 100 years. We had a family in the one place that we worked at whose son had died in a car accident, if I remember correctly. And they chose as a family to come out every year
In his memory.
Person's name, in his memory, to sort of just to continue his legacy. Right now we're short of people. So we really do need people to come out and help ring the bell.
Now, all you need is 8 people taking 1 hour each, and you've got the day covered. So it's wonderful for a business. You can come out, 8, 16 people if you want to stand in pairs.
The little sound sets the tone, not just for Christmas, but for the entire year. Now be sure to donate at any of the 6 Salvation Army Red Kettle locations on St. Thomas from now until December 24th, and that includes Plaza Extra, Boschulte, Kmart, and Walgreens. Well, the early morning hours of Christiansted will come alive. Mark this on your calendar for WTJX's Crucian Christmas Serenade. From Eliza's Retreat to Whim, Princess to Grove Place, residents will be dancing up the road to the sweet sounds of Quail Bay music. Now, this is a Crucian tradition led by music icons Stanley Jacobs and the 10 Sleepless Nights. It begins on Monday, December 15th, 12 a.m. at WTJX. Also on Tuesday, December 16th, 12 a.m. at WTJX. The serenade routes includes almost all the neighborhoods, but the tramps begin at 5 a.m. both mornings. On Monday, December 15th, it begins at the top of Fisher Street. On Tuesday, December 16th, it begins at Market Square. Well, more music and serenades. St. John Singers are presenting 2 holiday concerts. The first will be held 7:30 p.m. December 19th at the Nazareth Lutheran Church in Cruz Bay. The second concert will be held at 7:30 p.m. December at the Emmaus Moravian Church in Coral Bay. That's December 22nd. So mark those dates on the calendar, December 19th and December 22nd. Well, they are making spirits bright with the joy of Christmas lights. The 19th annual Christmas lighting of the trees, that was held in Franklin D. Roosevelt Veterans Memorial Park, and a youth celebration presented by We From Up Street late Sunday afternoon into the evening. Now, many enjoy the festive atmosphere that continues this evening with another theme, the Cultural Night. All the fun kicked off at 6 p.m. Now, Tuesday, December 9th, also at 6 p.m., enjoy Nostalgic Night. All the events are free, and members are reminded to bring your chairs. Many will be gathering in Havenside for WKYC's 30th Christmas tree lighting on Wednesday. In conjunction with the Havenside Mall Merchants Association, events begin from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. on the dock. Entertainment will be provided throughout the day by a multitude of youth groups, including Flambo Combo, EBO Steel Owls, Gladys Abraham Choir, and more. Cool Sessions Brass will headline the evening's festivities. The Christmas tree will be lit at 6 p.m. right after Santa's arrival. WKYC also will open its first ever Kiddie Christmas Village. You can expect vendors, great shopping and entertainment, and be sure to join us right here on CBS TV2 for the sights and sounds from 6:30 to 7. A group of about 14 people flew into St. Croix Monday morning for the 5th annual Caribbean FlyIn. 5 pilots brought the visitors to the second Caribbean destination since arriving on Friday. The group traveled from different parts of the U.S. as well as Canada. One plane is even piloted by a female captain, 74 years young. The December trip was started 5 years ago by 2 men who regularly visited their families in Puerto Rico. This year, they have 7 planes total and 23 travelers.
Last year we went to St. Eustatius, St. Thomas, San Juan. This year we're here in St. Croix, we're in San Juan. We're planning Tortola and St. Martin in the 10 days that we are in the Caribbean. We just like to fly, and we all live in the U.S., in different places, and we just decided, hey, instead of going commercial, let's bring our planes down and do it the fun way.
It's also, I feel, our humble way of promoting, general aviation tourism to the Caribbean. A lot of the people that join us either have never flown over water or have always wanted to do something of flying to the Caribbean, and they sort of need a little bit of guidance, and this is a fun way to do it.
And a big welcome to all the pilots. Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.